In the depths of a war-ravaged galaxy, the last human engineer stood alone amidst the ruins of a once thriving colony. Around him, alien machines advanced with calculated precision, an unrelenting tide of artificial intelligence designed for one purpose: total annihilation. The engineer was outnumbered, outgunned, and surrounded by the very remnants of a civilization he had helped build. Yet he wasn't afraid. Fear had been replaced by a singular focus: survival, and in that survival, triumph. The machines were coldly efficient, their designs flawless, their movements synchronized. But in their perfection lay their greatest flaw: predictability. The engineer scavenged through debris, pulling apart components from broken machinery. Where the AI saw junk, he saw potential. A damaged fusion core became an improvised EMP. Stripped wires and a depleted energy cell transformed into a crude but effective pulse cannon. Piece by piece, he crafted tools of survival from the remnants of destruction, outthinking an enemy that could not comprehend creativity. As the machines closed in, he unleashed his creations. An electromagnetic surge sent the nearest wave into disarray, their circuits frying under the force of the pulse. With calculated precision, he used his makeshift cannon to detonate a nearby fuel reserve, triggering a chain reaction that engulfed the advancing army. The alien AI had underestimated him, unable to anticipate his ability to turn desperation into innovation. By the time reinforcements arrived, the battlefield was silent, save for the hum of disabled machines. The engineer had done the impossible, not with advanced technology but with the ingenuity to wield scraps as weapons of war. Humanity's triumph in this story reflects a core truth: we thrive when pushed to the brink. Throughout history, our greatest achievements have often emerged from moments of crisis. During World War II, faced with overwhelming odds, humanity developed technologies like radar and the Enigma machine, changing the course of history. The Apollo 13 mission is another prime example. When an oxygen tank explosion jeopardized the crew's lives, NASA's engineers improvised solutions using nothing but the materials on board, exemplifying humanity's unique ability to adapt and overcome. This capacity for ingenuity isn't merely about intelligence or skill. It's a deeply ingrained survival mechanism, a trait honed over millennia of evolution. Humans don't just solve problems, we reframe them, approaching challenges from angles that others might not consider. It's why, even in HFY stories where humans are technologically inferior, they often emerge victorious. Their adaptability, born of necessity, becomes their greatest weapon. The tale of the engineer is a testament to this adaptability. It showcases the human spirit's refusal to accept defeat, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Where others might see chaos, humans see opportunity. Where others falter under pressure, humans innovate. This is what makes humanity exceptional, not just in fiction but in reality. Our greatest weapon isn't our tools or technology. It's our ability to see possibilities where others see impossibilities. It's the creativity that turns a piece of scrap into a lifeline, the courage to face insurmountable odds with nothing but determination and intellect. In HFY stories, this is the essence of humanity, the unyielding belief that no matter how dire the circumstances, we can, and will, find a way to survive, and in doing so, redefine the rules of the game. In a distant corner of the galaxy, a human stood bloodied and bruised in the center of an alien gladiatorial arena. Around them, thousands of alien spectators roared, eagerly anticipating the moment when the fragile creature would fall. They had seen countless other species crushed under the trials of this pit, their lives extinguished in displays of carnage and futility. But this human was different. Trial after trial, they endured. Against blades, fire, and beasts bred for slaughter, the human remained standing, defying every expectation. The arena's ultimate challenge came in the form of a towering apex predator, a creature engineered to hunt and kill with terrifying efficiency. The alien audience was certain this would be the end, but as the predator lunged, the human did not retreat. With a mix of desperation and cunning, they outlasted the beast, wearing it down with unyielding stamina and calculated strikes. The spectators were silent as the predator fell, not because of superior strength or speed, but because the human refused to give in. Even when victory seemed impossible, Their resolve proved unbreakable. This story embodies the unique resilience of humanity, a quality that defines us not just in fiction but in reality. Our bodies are designed for endurance. Unlike most predators, humans evolved to be persistence hunters, capable of chasing prey across vast distances. Our ability to regulate body temperature and sustain effort over time gives us an edge that no other species possesses. But physical endurance is only part of the equation. Humans also have an extraordinary capacity to endure pain, a biological adaptation honed through millennia of survival in harsh conditions. Psychologically, humans are unparalleled in their ability to face adversity. The concept of grit, the combination of passion and perseverance, is uniquely human. Hope, even in the bleakest circumstances, fuels our actions and keeps us moving forward. In the arena, it wasn't just the human's body that endured, it was their mind, their refusal to accept defeat. Alien species, often stronger or faster, lack this same fortitude. Many rely on instincts or pre-programmed behaviors, while humans adapt, strategize, and persist. Philosophically, this resilience is rooted in humanity's deep connection to survival. We are a species defined by our struggles, by countless generations overcoming famine, disease, and conflict. Each challenge etched the instinct to endure into our DNA. Humans don't simply survive, we endure with purpose. The human in the arena didn't just fight to stay alive, they fought because their survival meant defiance, a refusal to be broken by forces beyond their control. This refusal to surrender is the heart of HFY stories. It's not about superhuman abilities or invincibility. It's about the unyielding spirit that refuses to falter, even when the odds are insurmountable. It's the belief that, no matter how dire the situation, humanity's resilience will carry us through. This resilience makes humans the species that stands back up, time and time again, until the impossible becomes achievable. In a galaxy fractured by centuries of war, alliances shattered and planets reduced to ash, hope seemed a distant memory. Endless battles between alien factions had left civilizations on the brink of collapse, their inhabitants hardened by hatred and loss. Into this chaos stepped a human, not a soldier or politician, but a musician. They carried no weapon, commanded no fleet. What they wielded was something the galaxy had never encountered, the raw power of human creativity. The musician was invited as a last resort to a diplomatic summit on a neutral space station. Alien leaders, skeptical of humanity's place at the table, dismissed them as irrelevant. But when the musician began to play, everything changed. The melody, woven with grief, hope, and longing, resonated in ways that words never could. Alien diplomats, who had known only war and logic, were overwhelmed by emotions they didn't fully understand. For the first time, enemies looked at each other not as rivals, but as beings capable of shared pain and beauty. The song broke through barriers millennia old, leading to the first genuine negotiations in generations. This story captures a quintessential truth about humanity, our ability to empathize and connect in ways that transcend differences. In HFY narratives, compassion often becomes the weapon that humanity wields most effectively. While alien civilizations in these tales are often depicted as hyperlogical or driven by rigid societal structures, humans stand apart because of our emotional depth. This capacity to feel, and to express those feelings, allows us to bridge divides that others cannot. Humanity's empathy has always been its superpower. It's why we form bonds not just with each other but with other species, from domesticated animals to wildlife conservation efforts. Our ability to see ourselves in others, to find common ground even in the most unlikely places, is what enables collaboration and unity. In the story, the musician's song isn't just a performance, it's a message, a reminder that shared humanity, or shared sentience, can heal even the deepest wounds. On a larger scale, this moral compass is what often sets humanity apart in HFY stories. Where other species may focus solely on survival, conquest, or logic, humans bring a perspective that values the intangible. We understand that survival isn't just about physical dominance or technological advancement. It's about preserving what makes life worth living. Compassion, in this context, becomes more than an emotion. It's a strategy, a way to navigate conflicts that brute force and reason alone cannot resolve. The musician's story is a metaphor for humanity's greatest strength, the ability to inspire. Whether through art, acts of kindness, or a commitment to justice, humans have an unparalleled ability to effect change by touching hearts. This is why, in HFY narratives, humans often succeed not because they're the strongest or smartest, but because they care. And that compassion, when wielded wisely, has the power to change the course of history, not just for ourselves, but for entire galaxies. The galactic invaders descended upon Earth with overwhelming force, their armada stretching across the skies like a tidal wave of inevitable conquest. Their fleet was the epitome of technological superiority, boasting weapons systems that could vaporize cities and shields impervious to direct assaults. Their commanders, renowned for their precision and efficiency, saw humanity as little more than an inconvenience, a primitive species with no chance of resistance. They expected a swift and decisive victory. What they didn't expect was the chaos that followed. The humans, outnumbered and outgunned, knew they couldn't engage the aliens in a traditional battle. Instead, they embraced their greatest strength, the ability to think unpredictably. The fleet's commanders devised a strategy that defied logic. Guerrilla tactics replaced frontal assaults, and misdirection became their primary weapon. Small, fast-moving ships darted through asteroid fields and planetary rings, attacking supply lines and exploiting every vulnerability. They created false signals to lure enemy vessels into traps, using decoys to waste enemy firepower and resources. In one pivotal engagement, a small human strike team baited the alien flagship into a narrow asteroid belt. The maneuver appeared reckless, even suicidal. But as the flagship advanced, it triggered a chain reaction of explosives hidden in the asteroids, obliterating the ship and its escort fleet. This devastating blow shattered the aliens' morale and disrupted their chain of command. The human fleet, though vastly smaller, systematically dismantled the invaders' forces, proving that raw power is no match for ingenuity and adaptability. Humanity's victory in this story highlights a key theme in HFY, our tactical brilliance and unpredictability. Unlike species bound by rigid hierarchies or over-reliance on logic, humans thrive in chaos. This ability to adapt strategies on the fly and exploit the unexpected gives humanity an edge against even the most formidable foes. Throughout history, humans have demonstrated this quality time and again. Guerrilla warfare, for instance, has been a hallmark of human resilience and innovation. From the American Revolution to the Vietnam War, smaller forces have defeated superior armies by refusing to fight on conventional terms. Sun Tzu's art of war emphasizes the importance of deception and flexibility, principles that humanity has mastered and applied across countless conflicts. For alien species, this unpredictability is terrifying. Many HFY narratives depict aliens as hyperlogical, their strategies calculated but rigid. They cannot fathom the human tendency to break patterns, to improvise and adapt in ways that defy conventional wisdom. This is why humans are often underestimated in these stories. What appears to be recklessness is, in reality, a calculated gamble, a willingness to risk everything for the chance to turn the tide. The takeaway from this story is clear: humanity's strength lies not in brute force but in our ability to think differently. When faced with superior opponents, we don't fight their battle, we redefine the terms of engagement. This capacity for innovation, combined with an almost instinctive understanding of strategy, makes humans a force to be reckoned with in any scenario. It's why, in HFY narratives, humanity so often turns the tables, proving that the greatest victories are won not by overwhelming power, but by the courage to embrace the unexpected. In a galaxy where humanity had long been thought extinct, whispers began to spread, of ships seen moving in forgotten sectors, of technologies once thought lost, and of a presence that could not be ignored. For centuries, the galaxy had fractured into isolated systems, embroiled in conflicts that threatened to extinguish all sentient life. The myths of humanity had faded into legend, their existence remembered only in fragments, as tales of beings whose potential for both destruction and unity was unparalleled. But humanity had not perished. Hidden on a desolate world, The remnants of the species had rebuilt in secret, drawing on the lessons of their near destruction. When an ancient, galaxy-spanning threat emerged, consuming worlds with an unrelenting tide of destruction, humanity revealed itself once more, not as the broken survivors of old, but as leaders, warriors, and visionaries. In their return, humanity brought more than technology and strategy. They brought the stories of their past, of gods who rose to protect the weak, of heroes who turned despair into triumph. These myths, woven into the fabric of human history, became rallying cries that united disparate species under a single banner. Humanity did not conquer, they inspired. Their arrival was not marked by the dominance of war, but by the promise of survival through unity. At the heart of humanity's legacy in HFY stories is the concept of dormant greatness. The idea that, when pushed to the brink, humans can rise to become more than the sum of their parts resonates deeply. This theme speaks to our potential not just as individuals, but as a collective species capable of shaping the future. It's a narrative of rebirth, of turning adversity into an opportunity for greatness. These stories reflect humanity's deepest hopes and fears. In the myth of the sleeping gods, we see our yearning to believe in our inherent potential. We dream of being the ones who, despite our flaws, can overcome the impossible and inspire others to do the same. HFY stories don't shy away from the darkness within us, but they frame it as part of the journey, acknowledging that it is our ability to confront that darkness and grow from it that defines us. The symbolic importance of humans as dormant war gods is profound. It suggests that our power lies not in constant conflict, but in our capacity to wield that power responsibly when the need arises. These stories remind us that true strength is not in domination, but in the wisdom to unify and lead, in turning struggle into something meaningful. HFY stories resonate because they tap into a universal truth: humanity's potential is limitless. We are not perfect, and our history is rife with mistakes, but those same imperfections are what drive us to improve, to learn, and to evolve. These tales remind us that our greatest battles may yet lie ahead. But they also assure us that, when the time comes, we have the capacity to rise as more than just survivors. We can rise as leaders, visionaries, and builders of a future that extends far beyond our own stars.